It took me 7 months to finish this book, not because I am a slow reader or this is a boring book, but rather I had to read each and every chapter twice. Because after reading the first two chapters, I realized that this is not just any common mainstream self help genre book, but this is something really good. And today I would be reviewing it and tell you guys if you should read this book or not. So, in this book, the author talks about many themes like friendship, relationships, raising your children, self image, perception of the world, your perception with respect to your world, and a lot of themes the author would be talking about in a very articulate and a beautiful manner. And but the writing style of this author is not for everybody. So I'm just trying to say is that if you're someone who has no habit of reading, I would request you that you skip this book. But stay till the end because I'm going to tell you the alternative books that you should start with if you're into self-help genre. This isn't just a self-help book. This is a reality check, a challenge. I would say this is a slap to the faces of all the timid souls out there who don't think about the life that much and live it passively. And what the author, actually, what my interpretation of his work is that you are supposed to live with a certain sense of responsibility and a purpose in life. And the beautiful thing about human life is you get to choose your own purpose. So this is the central theme which the book talks about. But there are also deep and meaningful topics that the author dives in upon. And the rules that the author has written in the context are very generic in how they sound. But believe me when I say this, they are not generic at all. They might sound silly suggestions, generic suggestions, but when you read the book, you understand how in depth and how the author beautifully and articulately merges stories, examples, religion, human psychology, and anthropology, each and everything. 12 Rules for Life is not here to make you feel good. This is not a feel good book. If you're taking it from the idea of just picking it up, feeling motivated, and then putting it down, then this book is not for you. You should not waste your time. But rather, this book is going to make you take the path of self-introspection, a path of self-introspection, and give you a lot of meaningful questions rather than answers, which I think we need to answer. We need to find on our own. So now I'll tell you that what this book taught me and how it changed me. And my two most favorite rules and two most favorite chapters in this book are rule number 2: uh, treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping, in which it talks about that we humans are very interesting. We'll take care of our pets, our grandparents, our family when it comes to their medication or if they are in pain or something, any other issue that in which they are surrounded by. But when it comes to our own health, we become very lazy, we procrastinate. And why is that? We don't love ourselves enough, we don't care about our future. What is the reason that we are so least concerned when it comes to us? So that topic talks about it. And the second rule that I love the most is do something which is meaningful. What the author is trying to say is we all love quick wins. Like we all love eating fast food, binge watching, procrastinating. Our brains crave the easy way out. But deep down we know that meaning comes from challenge, from struggle, from doing something right. This rule forces us to ask ourselves, are you building something meaningful or just killing time? This book has changed how I see myself. I no longer overestimate my abilities, and I understand that there are a few things that I'm good at and there are a few things that I'm not good at. But that doesn't mean I cannot improve on them. I cannot improve upon them. If you are someone who has no habit of reading books, that you should absolutely skip it, because with all due respect, you haven't developed that amount of patience, that level of comprehension, that and the level of language that this book has. So you should skip it, and rather you should stick to something very I would say level 1, level 2 in terms of self-help. Like you should start with habit books that talks about habits. For example, Atomic Habits, Eat That Frog, the Power of Habits. You should start with those books, and gradually, when you start climbing upon those stairs of self-help books, you should, after your 7 to 8 books, you should go for 12 Rules for Life. But this book is a dialogue. This book is a conversation with you and the author. He's trying to make you understand why it is the way it is and how you should conduct yourself. And for others, definitely this is a must read. I would say you should definitely read this book at least once a year, and if not the whole book, the chapters, you should definitely go through a chapter, because the chapters are such that something or the other in your life would be going on which would resonate with you when you read this book.